My name is Jason, and hold on a second. It looks like my mic. Okay, it's working. So my name is Jason. I'm a channeler. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. What this channel is about is giving hope. This is a channel for giving, trying to give hope out there in these kind of crazy times. So I usually explain it in this way, that we are living in this yin and yang universe, and there are two sides. There's the one side and the other side, and we can choose to exist in the middle path, here. We're usually taught that we have to pick a side. What side are you on? Are you on this side or on that side? You got to pick a side, right? This is what we're usually taught, but we actually don't have to pick a side. You don't have to pick any side. You can be your own side. This two-sided view of the world is just a perception that we are taught. We are trained, in a sense, we are trapped in by our own doing. We wanted to be trapped in it so that we understood it. But we're understanding now that we don't have to jump into one side or the other, because in both sides, what we find is polarity. What we find is strong emotions that are controlling us. What we find is that we jump into our fight or flight mode. And when we are in fight or flight mode, it's a wonderful mode when you're in danger. But when you're not in danger, it's not conducive to your immune system. It's not conducive to living a peaceful life. But we're taught to live in fight or flight. We're taught to always continually be stuck in our emotions. Whereas what our emotions are our creative tools that allow us to create things on this planet. But we are stuck in them most of the time. And that's what being in the polarities is about. You're angry, you're upset about this, or you're all love, all just light, and not looking at the shadows, not seeing the shadows. So, or you're all here and not looking at the light, you're in the dark. And but rather than that, you can just walk down this middle path here. What a nice path to walk down, a path of peace. And the reason why we walk down this path, well, there are many different reasons, but one of the reasons is that's the way out of here. If we want to get out of this paradigm, still intact. I mean, there's other ways that we can leave, but if we want to master this kind of plane, we just have to see that we're walking in the middle path, and we see that there's two sides, and there are two stories that are playing out. We don't really know what everything is for, but that's fine as well. We understand that everything is moving in the direction that it needs to move, and we accept it. We don't hold on to it. We don't judge it. We don't fear it. We don't regret it. We just say, I see it. I see it, and I'm walking down my own path. I've got my own path. And how do you know how to follow your own path? You follow your heart. You follow that little inner nudging that you get. You do the things that make you happy. Recently, I've been writing again, and not writing music, but writing stories. And I'm finding that it actually makes me very, very happy. It's much, very fulfilling. And so I had asked my guides, what can I do in this time? What should I be doing? And they're like, you should be writing. What? Yeah, they said, you should be writing. And I started writing. Now trying to write every day these days. I have many story ideas. Most of them come from my dreams, and so I've decided that I'm going to start, and it makes me feel so good. It's so relaxing, and it comes so naturally that it's just such a nice feeling. When I write music, music rarely comes naturally. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for me usually. But with words, it's not a struggle. So anyway, I wanted to share that. Following your heart, it's so important. Now, what I want to talk about today, I'm going to talk about the message that my guides gave me today, and sending energy out into the morphogenetic field, into the mass consciousness, into the Akashic records, whatever you want to call it. And then also, I want to talk about, I was channeling one of my Tartarian contacts, you can call it, Julia. Her name is Julia. She is from the Tartarian civilization, and I've been in contact with her and one other member of that civilization quite a lot these past few months, and I will share that as well. So before I go into it, this is my channel, Experiences in Channeling. I offer spiritual guidance here. can click on that, and you can check it out, sign up for it if you're interested. I got 3 types of sessions, and there's testimonials below. I also, here under offerings, I've got, this is all the stuff I offer. I've got the books that I've written, 2 books, plus this guide to channeling session, and also I have this light worker session, which is a membership group that you can join, and we have live Q&A channelings twice a month, and we also have access to all of the archive material, so over the past 2 years, so about 50 plus hours of material. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to share today. Now let me get into it. So the message that I got today was, for some reason she wanted to remain, what's the word? Not nameless, but she didn't want to. So I'll just say that her name rhymes with Larry Bob Dylan. And so she came through, and she said that, all right, so I want to preface this with the fact that I am a channeler, and I'm a human, and the messages that I get are filtered through my system, and I'm not a perfect person by any means. And so with channeled messages, it's always important to use your own discernment, to use your own resonance, to feel into it, to see if it is right for you or not. Very important. I am not, a prophet by any means, and I'm just giving you when I connect, this is what I get. And so it's very important to use your own discretion and to listen to your heart, and if it resonates with you or not. And I really don't want to generate fear either. That's the last thing I ever want to do. So okay, so what I'm going to share is that what my guide said is that there is an event that is kind of being placed in the path. There is a possibility, there's a probability, okay, of something happening. And this probability is, they did not give me a percentage or anything like that. They just gave me the probability. And this person that for some reason doesn't want to be named, Jerry, rhymes with Jerry Bob Dylan, kind of, yeah, Jerry Bob Dylan, yeah, wanted to tell me that there is an event that is approaching. And this event, so I then clarified, I asked my guides a bit more about this event. This is an event that has to happen. It's on the timeline. And I'd like to share, so I learned this from my teacher about this idea that there are these different, so my teacher is Jalila Starr, and she taught me about that there are these events that are in the timelines that they kind of have to play out. Just like when we're walking down this middle path here, there's all these different things that need to play out, and we don't really know or understand what they're all about. And they seem, sometimes on the surface, they can seem very dire or drastic, but all of them are just things that need to play out. But these things that need to play out, they don't have to be as extreme as they might be intended to be. And so that we can affect the extremity of them by putting this energy into the grid. And this is something that she taught me. And she has talks every Monday night, American time, or Eastern, in American time. And you can check that out. She does a wonderful service, and you can check it out on her site, nibiriancouncil.com. So yeah, so this is what she taught me. This is not my original information, but about this, and that we can put this energy out into the morphogenetic field. So I got this in my morning meditation this morning. I thought, that's weird, because they usually don't talk about stuff like that to me. They're not, they're usually just telling me to, be love, be the love, being love, all of these different things. But for some reason today, hold on, I think there's a lag here. Yeah, so to be the love. And so I'm attempting, sorry, I'm a bit scattered at the moment. So I'm trying to figure out the best way of explaining this. So this event that is coming, and what she said is that the event's coming, and she was a little bit concerned about me, and she wanted me to be my heart prepared for it. And so I was kind of, I asked my other guides about this as well, and they were talking about that the earth is continually in this yin and yang system here. It's continually balanced. It's always balanced. And that at times, though, there might be a little bit of unbalance. And when that thing is unbalanced, everything needs to resonate again. And so when that happens, for example, when things kind of, when this shape gets a little bit out of shape, the universe attempts to harmonize again. It attempts to reharmonize itself. It attempts to tune itself back up. And when it's tuning itself back up, when it's returning back to the original phase, it can look a bit calamitous on the surface, but it's actually just resonate, trying to get back to the resonant frequency that it needs to be at. So, and what they had said about this event is that depending on our frequencies, it will affect it. And so I asked the guides, I said, when is this thing going to happen? They said, it's not about when, it's not a time-related thing, it's a frequency. It's about at what frequency will it happen. And so the meaning behind this is that it's about us. It depends on our frequencies. If we're all able to keep a high enough frequency, then we are able to kind of circumvent this thing. And so what could be a calamitous thing will turn into something quite smaller and manageable. And so this is what they had told me. And so what I wanted to come on today to do was to do a pocket of peace for that, to send out that positive energy. In addition to this, so I had another confirmation of this, which was strange. I mean, not strange, but I got another confirmation. And then this one also, I just turned on my YouTube and I got this. There's a man who, what's his channel's name? I don't know. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Stefan Burns. So he is studying, where is he? Hold on, maybe I should just read it here. So there was an unrivaled spike in the quality factor. The resonance amplification of the Schumann resonances has been observed by the Space Observing System out of Tomsk, Russia, while anomalous signals are also currently being observed in Italy. So in this live stream, we examine the past few years of anomalous signals we've observed in the Schumann resonance just days before high magnitude EQs are heard, and what this most recent spike may mean as it relates to a big one, aka a high magnitude earthquake potentially happening in the near future. So he's a geophysicist Stefan Burns. And so he goes in depth into this video explaining about the Schumann resonance and how to observe it, and historically what has happened when the Schumann resonance has been peaking at these sorts of things. And so this is just his observation, and as we know from the Course in Miracles, the past doesn't show the future. What happened in the past doesn't always have to show what's going to happen in the future. We understand that from the Course in Miracles, that it doesn't work that way. Just because many times in the past it's happened one way doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future that way. So, but I thought this was kind of a bit of a affirmation of the information I got. So, and in addition to that, we are in this Golden Week time, this springtime. Another big portion of this too is that we are within this kind of ascension and disclosure thing. We are approaching a very important milestone in this disclosure thing. All of the things that are being hidden are being revealed, and those that would like things to be kept hidden are kind of throwing out their last card. They're trying to, circumvent everything from being revealed, and they're kind of, I guess what you could call it, it's kind of like they're on their last legs. They're a cornered animal and they're just lashing out, and this might be related to it. So, okay, so that's all the information about that. And so I guess I'm going to change the format. Usually I go into a pocket of peace at the end, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into a pocket of peace now about this. So this is a pocket of peace to circumvent whatever this energy is out there that's trying to create something. And so what, and I'd like, if you are so willing to join in, join your energy into this. So it's a pocket of peace, and basically it's the same as a normal pocket of peace. We're just sending this positive energy out there, and we're putting it so that this, what could turn into something calamitous, turns into something wonderful. And so let's try it. Let's see if we can shift this into a wonderful thing that happens. And so here we go. I'd like you guys to imagine that you're in a place that makes you feel the most relaxed. Just be in that place that makes you feel the most relaxed. Take a few breaths in there, and then good. And then just imagine this mist of unconditional love. It's just this golden, beautiful golden light. And it's just shimmering, and it's got these autumnal colors in it. And it's like the beautiful, beautiful falling leaves and mixed with this golden light. And just imagine it coming into your presence and then surrounding you and wrapping you with this gentle, energetic hug. And it just feels good. And in this love, in this feeling of unconditional love, there's no fear, there's no regret, there's no worry. There's just pure love and a pure acknowledgement of who you are. You are pure and unconditional love. That's what you are, and that's what you're made of, and that's your birthright. That's you. That's who you really are, and that's the stuff that this whole place is made out of. It's just made out of pure and utter love. It may look like all kinds of things, but beneath it, the surface, it's love. Yes, and so we're starting to feel that love, and it's resonating with our heart, and our heart's getting warmer, and our whole body's starting to get warmer because we're feeling the love, and it's permeating every cell of our body, this unconditional love. And then it's just going out into our room or the space that we're in. And so everything in this space that you're in is now imbued with this light because it just wants to expand. So everything, pencils and pens and desks and papers and sand and ocean and trees, is all imbued with this unconditional, incandescent light of love. And it's so powerful that everywhere you look, you're just saying, yes, I've got the hope now, I've got the love now. And yes, this feels so good. And then this love, because it is the truth, it just wants to expand, and it goes out into the entire, it goes throughout all of the systems, all of the subways and all of the byways and all of the streetways and all of the highways, and even all of the frequency waves, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and higher frequency waves that are out there, and even the waves that we can't see. And it's just everywhere now. It's unconditional love, and it's the most powerful thing on the planet because it is the truth, and the truth trumps all. And now the truth is out there, the love is out there, and it's just going now into the whole mass consciousness at the speed of love, which is the fastest speed because it is the only speed. It's not even a speed, it's there. It's love everywhere, all around the world. Everyone is just feeling it now. Look at all these people all over the world. They're stopping what they're doing and saying, whew, I don't know what that was, but I feel it. It's really, really strong. And we're sending this love out there into all of those cloudways, all of those fake clouds up there. They're made of love now. We're sending these frequencies of love. We're sending frequencies of love out there. So we're shifting and we're changing this entire thing that's about to happen into a lovely story. We're making it into a love story. This is a love story now. All stories of fear, all stories of anger, all stories of sadness are now changed into love stories. Now this whole thing is a love story. And look at it go. Look how beautiful it is. Look at what it might have been. It's not that anymore. We're shifting the tide and we're changing it into love. Look how beautifully it gets. It's now arranged into this beautiful, lovely thing that happens. And it's so beautiful. Look at this beautiful thing that happens to all of us. It's so beautiful. It's so lovely. It's so real. And it's all made of love. And we have changed this entire narrative, this whole thing, into a narrative of love. And we've done it just with our hearts, with our unconditional love. That's the power that we have. We're shifting this entire narrative. All stories of fear and anger and sadness are shifted now into stories of love, into love stories. And all of these things that we might term into calamities are shifted now into beautiful events that change our minds and open our hearts. That's what this is going to be now. It's an event that will open our hearts and to see love. This is a lovely event now. We're shifting it. We can see people all over the world starting to say, yeah, that's right. We've got this thing and the universe has our back, and we are molding and shifting this thing into something so beautiful. What what beauty this is. And this is what we can do. We can shift these events, shift them into something so beautiful and so wonderful, something that is so inspiring now. Look at it. We've shifted it, we've shifted it, we've shifted it. And all the stories of fear and sadness and anger out in the mass consciousness and out in that mass media are shifting into love stories. They're trying to talk about all that stuff, but they can't. Everything that comes out of their mouth is love, 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 and they can't stop it. And no one can stop it because it is the truth. And nothing can stop the truth, and that's what's happening. All right, so that's my pocket of peace to try to help with that energy. And yeah, so, and the next part I wanted to talk about was that I was channeling Juliet, her name is. She is a Tartarian woman from the Tartarian civilization. And she, if you've listened before, she's come through before as a the term, many of you might not like it, but this term she gave me was flower girl. And she was working with flower arrangements as a healing modality. And everything within their civilization was based on healing modality, keeping the frequency as high as possible. And I was asking her today about, oh, hey, TT Tracy, good morning. Good morning. So I was asking Juliet from Tartaria about love in the Tartarian times. It's like, do you guys date? Do you marry? What happens? And she said that, so she explained that in their dimension, or where they were. Okay, hold on. There's a lot of stuff I can say. Okay, so in their dimension, that the way I should explain it is, in our dimension, when we, for example, you feel attracted to someone, you feel this kind of like attraction, and what many people think of is that, oh, that must be, we must be meant for each other. This must be like a relationship or something like that. They don't see it that way. They see these kind of attraction things as kind of messages that they will look into to find out what it means. So this attraction that you might feel, they will be able to look into it and say, this is a past life connection that we had, and they'll be able to see within their mission. They know their mission, whether or not this is supposed to be a relationship or not. And she was saying that many people listening to this might think that it seems almost like arranged kind of relationships or arranged marriages and things like that. And she said that would be one way of looking at it, but it's in the sense that they're following their hearts. And so if they follow their hearts, they know that they will be in the most peaceful state imaginable. If they go against, so they have a choice, of course, to go against it as well. But if they go against it, they know that it will cause them pain because they're just going against their mission. And so it's just a choice, Do I want pain or do I want peace? And so they follow that. And so that's how relationships go. And so they will look into these connections and to see what it is made for. Are they meant to be together? Are they meant to have children? And if, for example, they're meant to be like together almost forever, there won't be a marriage ceremony, but there will be a celebration because everyone can see it. They'll say, oh, yeah, I saw you two. I know. We can see that you were meant to be together. And so there's a celebration of that because it's a beautiful thing. And so that's how love works in the Tartarian world, or love worked, I guess. And what she was saying to me is that, so I channeled them when I go, there's a park in my city that is left over from one of the World Expos in 1910. And some of the buildings are left over from that exposition. And if you know anything, if you've researched any of this Tartaria stuff, the World Expositions were released, they were held in these beautiful buildings, and some of them still remain around the world, and some of them don't. A lot of times after the expos, they would just destroy the whole buildings and burn them down. But these expos was a way of destroying old world buildings, old world technology. So they would show everyone it, and then they would say, okay, now we're going to take this down. We've built this temporary building. They said that these buildings that were built are, temporary buildings, where they were not temporary. They were these amazing buildings built with, that should have taken years and years and years to build, and they weren't. Yeah, but so this idea. But so yeah, I usually go into this place, this park where this World Expo was held, because the energy there is it's really beautiful energy there. And she was saying that there's an echo of that time there still. So it's not that they are in a different dimension there anymore. They're not there anymore, but there's an echo of their energy. So there's an echo of their of that era that still exists there. So, and so she was saying that, what was she saying about that? That the Tartarian thing was a, what is the word? A prototype for our ascension. So they ascended, but they didn't ascend the whole. It wasn't the whole world ascending. They consciously ascended, and it was a portion of the world, a large portion of the world, but it wasn't the whole world. And so they knew that. How does explain it? So I'm not going to do it justice, but the mud flood, the idea of the mud flood, that there was this great cataclysmic event. She was saying that mud flood is not really the right term for it, but it comes close. But she was saying that cataclysmic event was something that they saw, and they knew it was going to happen. But they also knew that they were going to be able to ascend to a place where it wouldn't happen to them. They would be able to ascend beyond that. And so while on the surface it would look like there was this great cataclysmic event that washed away a whole swath of people, it wasn't that case. In fact, they ascended before it came. But they left all of these clues in all of these old buildings. And they knew that as well. They knew that in the future there would be the whole planet would be ascending, and so that we would need some clues, we would need some guidance. And so a lot of the people that are working as light workers here on this planet at this moment are also reincarnated souls from that time. So they had experienced this, and so they're here to help out this ascension because they've experienced one already and they know how it works for the most part. And so, but similar to their planet as well, there was interference that came in. Things didn't go exactly to plan, and similar to what's happening on our planet too. We were meant to be a little bit further along in our ascension process before this sort of event thing that I was talking about was supposed to happen, so that we would already have ascended beyond it. But there was interference, and she said the interference that was part of this third dimension. If things worked perfectly, what would be the point of coming down here? That we come down here to experience this kind of broken feeling, this broken system. That's the whole fun of it. And so if we're able to raise our frequency to a high enough level, then we mitigate this kind of cataclysmic event. If enough of us are able to raise our frequency to a certain level, and we're close to that level as well. So okay, so this is what she was saying about that. I think that's about everything. Yeah, I'm collating all this stuff into a book, but so right now it's still kind of in my, yeah. She said it much better than I did. TT Tracy say, the My Lunch Break guy thinks Budapest, Hungary is the best showcase of the old world buildings. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, a lot of Eastern European countries seem to be that. Yeah, all the stands. There's, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and all those stands. There's a lot of really interesting stuff out there. A lot of preserved buildings. Yeah, really interesting place. I'd love to travel there someday, although it's a very dry place. I don't really do well with dry places. I'm a very watery guy. When I was like 20 or something, I drove across country, and I remember going through Utah, going through the desert, the Salt Lake Desert. It was just like, oh, this is not my place. I need a place with rivers and lots of water and lots of rain. I can't, So, yeah. So then the last thing I'm going to do today is go into a channeling and see if they have anything to add to all of this today. TJC say, find the old Judy Garland movie Meet Me in St. Louis, shows the old World's Fair buildings. Yeah, I think I've seen the clip where they're at the World Fair and everything is lit up. I'll have to check out that whole movie, Meet Me in St. Louis. Check it out. Yeah, so I'm just writing it down. Okay, so I'm going to go into a channeling, and I'm going to ask them, what's their message for today, for all of us, with all of this information. Here we go. Greetings, we are Esmeralda, and we're here. We are a mermaid, or what you know of as a mermaid. We exist on this dimension and on another planet as well. We are one of this being's guides. Many of you, we can sense, do not trust mermaids, and that's fine. That is up to you, if you trust mermaids or don't trust mermaids. This being and I have worked for a very long time together. What we would like to bring forward today, though, is the idea that you are not of this place. You assume that these events that will happen to you. They will not happen to you. You are not of this place. So any fear of something happening to you should be taken out of the equation. This is not you. You are love. You are love incarnate here. And nothing can happen to you. You are love incarnate. This is a very important part that we would like to bring forward to all of you, is that you are truly made of love. And if you follow that love, and if you resonate with this frequency of love, then you are beyond all of these events. If you start to resonate with the frequency of the body, or resonate with the frequency of this dimension, then yes, you will bring yourself closer to those events. These events, when they happen across all of the timelines, and depending on the timeline that you are on, depending on your frequency is what allows you to choose a timeline. And depending on the frequency, in the lowest frequency, these events are very extreme, but in the highest frequency, they are very, very light. There is nothing really to be seen. And so what we would say to all of you is that, which timeline would you like to live on? And you decide the timeline that you would like to live on by your frequency. If your frequency is down in the ones of fear, down in the physical realm, then yes, you will choose a tumultuous timeline, if that's what you would like to experience. But if you don't want to have that experience, if you stay in love, if you stay in peace, then you will not experience that timeline. You will see these events playing out around you, but they won't be the same for you. You choose your path through this. And these timelines are happening all at the same time in front of you. And you will be able to see the different aspects of the different timelines, but you will not be affected by them. And this is a very important part of what you are doing here on this planet, what you are starting to realize. And this is what this being was channeling as well earlier, is that this is the way that you get beyond all of these things that are happening. There are many things that are happening on your planet at the moment. This is a final battle, you might say, a final battle or a final show. We would prefer a show. This is the final show within this third dimensional paradigm, where the two polarities are having a competition on who can outsing the other. This is the final show, but you don't have to be a part of the show. You can watch the show as a spectator, and you can go home. You don't have to be on the stage with everyone. You don't have to be on the stage with everyone. You can leave. You can you go to the stadium, you watch the show, and then afterwards you go home and you have your peaceful life. This is what you are able to do. You don't have to be a part of that show. This show is a show that needs to happen, but your job as light workers is to see the show, see it happening, but understand that it's not happening to you, because you're made of love, and love is beyond this show. Love is also, everything is imbued with the love, but it's also beyond it as well. So this is what we mean by, this is your way out of here. This is your way out of cataclysms. And this is not a way of escaping by any means. This is just a way of walking down your path, even though the world is moving in a different path at times and seems very tumultuous. You will be able to walk above the waves. You will be able to float above the waves. All of the tumultuous waves will be happening, but you will be walking leisurely above them without a care in the world, if you're able to hold your frequency. So this is a time of holding frequency, of all of you who can hold frequency to hold the frequency. And if you are able to hold the frequency, you hold the frequency for those around you as well. And they will see your light, and they will follow you, and they will follow your light as well. So if you wish to find a way out of this, and you wish to help others as much as possible, this is the way. This is the way, by shining that light, that beacon, that lighthouse that you are on these tumultuous shores. You're showing them, this is where the light is. This is where, come up here where it's dry, come up here where it's warm, come up here where the light is. And this is what you're doing, and this is what you can do in these situations. And so you don't have to be in the water, you don't have to be in the storm, you don't have to be in this polarity. You can be safe and dry and warm, and shining your light out to bring others to the warmth and the dryness and the light. All right, good. Yeah, all right, that's a good message. So, all right, guys, so I hope you guys are hopeful, and yeah, shine your light. Shine your light. That's what we can do in these times. We'll just keep shining it out as bright as possible, so that everything turns into a love story. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, so thanks, TT Tracy. Thanks for joining me so early in the morning. And thanks for the recommendation of the Judy Garland movie. And yeah, so go beach. Woohoo! So ciao for now.